Russian aviation has once again fallen into a trap set by the Ukrainian armed forces. A Putin-era Su aircraft was blown apart over Russian positions. The F-16 put on a masterclass in the sky. On the ground, new armored vehicles will be conducting courses on the successful elimination of the enemy. This is a real breakthrough. A swarm of drones. How many of these birds will be able to finally incinerate Russia and its army? More details on this in the following report.
F-16 versus Su-35. The first victory in history of a NATO fighter over Russia's best aircraft. On June 7th, something happened in the skies over the Kursk region that will go down in military aviation textbooks. For the first time ever, an F-16 fighter shot down a Russian Su-35 in an aerial battle. This strike was carried out by Ukraine, and it wasn't the work of a single aircraft, but of a coordinated system where every link performed precisely. According to Bill, the operation began as a routine combat sortie. A Ukrainian F-16 struck Russian targets near the border. In response, the Russians scrambled a Su-35, one of the most advanced fighter jets in the Russian arsenal. But this was an anticipated move. They were already waiting for the interception. The Ukrainians deployed not only F-16s with missiles and guided bombs, but also a Swedish Saab-340 reconnaissance aircraft, which serves as the eyes in the sky. It was this aircraft that detected the target 200 to 300 kilometers from the border and relayed the coordinates to the Ukrainian fighter jet. When the Su-35 entered the strike zone, the F-16 launched an AIM-120 missile. It is capable of hitting targets at a distance of up to 50 kilometers. Everything worked flawlessly. The Russian military fighter jet was shot down 16 kilometers from the Ukrainian border near the city of Kurenivo. According to Russian media, the Su-35 pilot was able to eject. The Ukrainian F-16 returned to base without any losses. This is not just a victory in the air, it is a symbolic turning point. For the first time, a NATO fighter not only encountered the Su-35 but destroyed it in real combat, and did so in coordination with Western intelligence and command systems. Officially, the Ukrainian Air Force reports the destruction of the Su-35, but does not provide details regarding the pilot. Meanwhile, new armor is arriving for the Ukrainian army. The Ukrainian army has received the latest Varta 2 and Hirza 2 vehicles. The Ministry of Defense has officially approved two new tactical armored vehicles, the Varta 2 and the Hirza 2, for use by Ukraine's defense forces. Both are the result of Ukrainian development, taking into account wartime experience and real requests from the front lines. The Varta 2 is robust, aggressive and technologically advanced. This MRAP class armored vehicle was created as a universal platform. It is produced in three variants. This includes a basic model, a variant with an armored turret for a 12.7mm machine gun, and a modification with a remote combat module for weapons of 12.7, 14.5 or 30mm. The vehicle is fully equipped with comprehensive protection. It has ballistic resistance at the Stanek 4569 level 6, withstanding 7.6 to 54mm B-32 bullets from a distance of 10 meters. The vehicle is also equipped with mine protection, capable of withstanding up to 8 kilograms of TNT equivalent under the hull. Inside there are anti-mine seats, a suspended floor, shock absorbers and reinforcements. Under the hood there is a 6.7-liter turbo diesel engine and an automatic transmission. The vehicle is equipped with navigation, camouflage, fire suppression and air filtration systems, and is ready to handle chemical and biological threats. In turn, the Gyriza 2 is an evolution based on experience. This is an upgrade of the already proven Gyriza 1 vehicle, which is actively used at the front. The model has received reinforced armor protection, improved off-road capability and greater resistance to explosions. As for the main features, it has the same reliable 6.7 turbo diesel engine, automatic transmission, dual circuit braking system and an improved suspension. The troop compartment can withstand armor-piercing incendiary bullets of 7.6 to X39mm and 7.6 to X54mm calibers. The V-shaped hull can withstand mines with up to 8 kilograms of TNT equivalent. Hirza 2 has a universal mount for any machine gun with a caliber of up to 14.5mm. It's a convenient platform for fire support in any conditions. These are not just more vehicles, this is an armored shield created in Ukraine, and most importantly, this equipment has already been officially approved and is ready for combat operations. In the Donetsk region, the enemy is changing tactics, fewer assaults and more use of aviation. In Toretsk, Kramatorsk and Siversk directions, there has been a decrease in the number of assault actions. However, Russian forces have started to use tactical aviation more actively. This was reported by the spokesperson of the Luhansk Operational Tactical Group. According to him, the average daily number of assaults is now about 20 to 21. Compared to April, this is a slight decrease. Meanwhile, airstrikes have increased and the enemy is actively destroying buildings and small settlements, especially in the Toretsk direction.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine Today. Join us now.
There is less and less heavy equipment. Russia is focusing on mobility rather than armor. They are using heavy armored vehicles less and less frequently. Instead, assaults are being carried out on motorcycles, buggies and ATVs. The main objective is a rapid breakthrough into a populated area, securing it and waiting for reinforcements for 1 to 3 days. Russia is also actively sending wounded soldiers back to the front. Recovery is carried out as quickly as possible in order to increase the numbers for the elite offensive campaign. At the same time, it is difficult to assess the actual number of personnel in these directions. Rotation is ongoing constantly. Enemy artillery is also hiding there, but not for long. The occupiers are trying to use the artillery covertly to avoid being hit, but the defense forces are managing to destroy enemy guns with fiber optic drones. Control is being maintained. In the Yablunivka direction, Ukrainian troops have managed to stabilize the situation thanks to FPV drones and artillery. The enemy is suffering significant losses. The first waves of the assault are destroyed before they even have a chance to gain a foothold. Overall, the situation is difficult but under control. And that's all for today. Tune in tomorrow for the next news update.
The Russians are trying to encircle the Siversk region. Right now, it's a decisive moment. FPV drones of a new level, equipped with wings, are striking the enemy. These are true birds of death that literally tear enemy equipment to pieces. Their strikes are a spectacular and precise sweep of the occupiers' heavy equipment. The footage of our defenders' lightning-fast work is mesmerizing. Putin's mercenaries have never been hit this hard before. Don't miss these shocking shots yourself. Watch them right this moment.
A separate battalion of unmanned systems has just been created in the 10th Mountain Assault Brigade Edelweiss. In the new conditions that have developed on this section of the front, this is simply a necessity.
These aren't direct firefights anymore, which for more than a year and a half now basically haven't happened. Now, out of every 10 killed orcs, 9 are taken out precisely by unmanned systems.
The brigade has been holding the defense near Siversk for the second year now, for several weeks in a row. The Russians have been trying to encircle the city.
They are doing everything to cut off our logistics first and foremost, and of course to strike at the pilots' positions. Those are their priority targets right now. Of course, in turn, we have to take certain measures, build our backup positions and lines of defense so that we can change the points from which we operate.
This is one of those positions. The occupiers wouldn't hesitate to use even Iskanders on it if they find it. And here, they fend off drones with a shotgun.
Enemy FPV kamikaze drones reach here. We don't trust electronic warfare, we only trust UAVs.
FPV drones are also used from here against the enemy, but special ones. A simple solution for complex tasks. Darts are basically FPVs, just with wings. It is used in particular to strike enemy guns, that is, for so-called counter-battery warfare. It serves as a replacement for Ukrainian long-range artillery guns. But just imagine that this entire drone, fully assembled, costs 5 times less than a single artillery shell. Despite its primitive appearance, serious engineers worked on this drone. They created a cheap but effective weapon.
The wings are made of foam. The body itself is made of plywood.
They use a tandem charge against enemy equipment.
The shaped charge jet penetrates all targets at a distance of up to 10 meters.
A few warm words written on the wing for the enemy, and the dart takes off into the sky. It can cover up to 50 kilometers, and if it's not being guided to a target, electronic warfare can no longer stop it. Exactly what's needed in the Siversk region.
Within a radius of 30 to 35 kilometers, I can't even remember the last time I saw any heavy equipment or a tank. We focus on logistics, on the movement of any heavy equipment that is likely being prepared for future assaults.
Here, in the lens of the darts, is an enemy armored vehicle. It's the final phase of the flight, and the drone automatically locks onto the target. The crew of the armored vehicle realizes what's happening and scatters just a second before the darts turns it into a firework. Ammunition for the darts is prepared here, in an underground workshop that serves the entire battalion of unmanned systems.
Dart found.
Yes, a shaped charge ammunition with a cumulative effect.
Today, winged FPVs are effective, but tomorrow they might lose their relevance. The drone laboratory in the battalion of unmanned systems is forced to respond to changes much faster than the manufacturers of wings or copters.
Nothing can be universal. The Russians always find a way to counter something. They figure out how to jam us. They find ways, they detect our control signals. So it works for a while, but after 2 or 3 months it won't work anymore. That means we have to come up with something new again.
New things don't necessarily have to fly. This is the area of the village of Dvorichna in the Kharkiv region. Here, the 8th Battalion of the 10th Mountain Assault Brigade is holding the defense. The enemy has crossed to the right bank of the Oskil River and captured part of Dvorichna. They are trying to create a bridgehead, and from this bridgehead begin the encirclement of Kupiansk.
Are they making any advances or not? Front line stable?
No line stable. The guys are holding their positions in and near the village.
Delivering food, ammunition, and medicine to the defenders of Dvorichna is extremely dangerous. The crew of this pickup miraculously survived after hitting a shaped charge. At this point, the only solution to help hold the village is ground robotic systems. The guys received one of them with our involvement.
It was this very ground system that was recently purchased thanks to the fundraising campaign you helped support.
The drone is like a kind of multi-tool on tracks. It delivers cargo, evacuates the dead and wounded, sets up barriers, and can even lay mines. There's a separate module for each task.
We drive the machine and set up a minefield, so neither sappers nor engineers nor anyone else is needed for this. It goes right up to the front line.
For now, the terrain and the weather still allow us to drive wheeled robots into Dvorichna.
We handle logistics netting, water, provisions. Now they're unloading.
How far can it travel like that? 10 kilometers there and back. It's practically a drone war, both aerial and ground drones. First and foremost, it's about saving lives.
The robot saves the life of an infantryman, but it can't replace him. Wars are won by people. Ukraine holds its ground wherever the infantry stands. Andriy Tsaplienko, Ilya Shinkarenko, Serhiy Porfilov, TSN Week, 1+1, Marathon, United